Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Monday blues and past dues. Monday night football tonight, week 3, views 2022, presented by the scene. We got Big Shot, we got Vic representing the Bronx as always. The name of the show is called Dear Gisele, and we will get to that in a moment. Fellas, we had a intriguing to say the least, but we had a lot of data to take in yesterday. It was only week 3. As always, we're not going to overreact. We just got to wait till October kicks in and the leaves change and the decorations for Halloween starts going up. Until then, you really can't really start forming an opinion on some teams. But I will say we saw some things yesterday that come December, we might have to, hey, you remember that one Sunday? So I'm going to share the link to the group. We're going to go around the horn. Big Shot, talk to the people. How you feeling today?
Yeah, I had to jump on. There are some very concerning things going on from a coaching standpoint that we're going to get to. But thank you for having me on.
Hey, man. As always, you can't invite somebody into a home that they own as well. So Vic Jr. Oh shit! Speaking of homes, the Godfather coming in. Vic Jr. Talk to the people.
I thought Ron was gonna say something else. That's why I started laughing. Some other concerns he has, but I guess he's gonna save it for another day. You know, never know. Maybe pull it out the bag one of these weeks. But yeah, man. Monday night. Just had me an outstanding ramen soup that I make. I'm very proud of myself. I don't have to buy that 99-cent junk anymore. I can just make my own because I'm just a beast at this. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all need any tips? I'll break it down for you. You know what I mean? Just like I break down this beautiful game of football. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about some ramen soup. But go ahead. The Godfather in the house. Talk about it.
Yes, sir. Jay Ham. What's good, baby?
Hey, man. The butt punt is the funniest thing I've seen in 2022 thus far.
Swear.
Outside, I won't say the funniest, but it's in the top 5 up there. I'll have to reveal the 5 another time. I really have no early thoughts. I'm actually just here on Hill Activity Business. I saw y'all doing a show. I got like the penguin on Batman on the second edition of Batman when he crashed through the roof.
There you go.
It was a party. I wasn't invited, although I'd be invited. I just decided to crash. We got Cowboys Giants tonight, though. Y'all know how I feel about all things New York. They ain't shit me.
Hey, again, Jay. Again, I'm gonna take same thing I told Big Shot. Y'all don't need an invitation. There's no such thing as an invitation.
Yeah, the beautiful part about this, I was looking at a stat where they were saying all day, this will be the first time that the Giants started 3-0 since 2009. Who won the division? Who won the NFC in 2009, Vic?
Who was in the NFC? The Cardinals?
Who won the NFC East?
Oh, damn, dog. Was it the Cowboys?
Yes, it was.
And they beat the Eagles. The Eagles were the wild card. So even with the 3-0 start in 2009, they bottomed out. I'm thinking was that the same year? It may have been the next year where Deshaun did the Meadowlands deal. The Meadowlands Miracle, the punt return for the win.
That was 2011.
That was 11? Or was it 10?
I believe so. Well, I think it was 11 because I remember the gas station I watched it at. So that's how I remember. It was.
I remember crazy, man.
I'm pretty sure it was 11.
They did win another Super Bowl since then, so I can give them their props.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Like last year, I would just regularly go to an app and pull up the scores from yesterday, and it pops up. But these apps ain't the same no more, man. All these apps got different layers now. You can't even just get the basic stuff no more. Like, no, I don't want a free trial of Hulu. If I wanted a free trial of Hulu, I would go to Hulu.com. I don't need a free trial of Hulu when I'm trying to get the scores from yesterday.
No, man.
Bruh. Whatever, though. All right, let's get to it. Hey, listen. We're going to go through these games real quick. We got 3 main points we want to hit home. So if anything that comes in your minds during these little rundown from yesterday, just shout it out. We had Ravens at Patriots. Great game. A game that we're going to talk about a little later. 37-26 in that one. Lamar was spectacular. Mac Jones, a worse version of Jimmy G yesterday. Packers and Buccaneers, come home, Gisele. It's just come home. It's time. Texans at Bears. Bears won that game in an actually somewhat exciting matchup, hoping Lovie Smith could have pulled that one off, but 23-20 Bears survived. Titans at Raiders. Boy, something is bad. They got bad luck over there in Vegas. I don't know. Titans win that game. Colts versus Chiefs. Speaking of bad luck, shout out to Germ. It seems like Indy is going to be that team, that thorn for Pat Mahomes. I don't understand why, but it's sort of like how Denver was for Brady. Now, we understand why Denver in the latter part with Peyton was a problem, but early Denver was a problem for Brady as well. So it just might be one of those things. Bills versus Dolphins. We had a butt fumble, whatever you want to call it. That game was wild. Shout out to Tua. Buffalo Bills, no cookies for you. Buffalo Bills coaching staff getting no rewards. Lions and Vikings. Kirk Cousins locked up another $15 million yesterday. They won that game 28-24 on a game winner by Kirk. Bengals Jets, get right game for the Bengals. They still got a lot of things to work on, but they were supposed to win that game 27-12 or something crazy. Eagles, Commanders. Listen, man, the Commanders ain't commanding nobody, bro. They are being tossed around in that football field on both sides of the ball, and it is a shame that is happening to that football team.
It ain't gonna get right till they get the owner up out of there.
You might be right, Jay. You might be right. But as for Jalen Hurts, welcome to the NFL, young man. You in there. You in the door. Ain't nobody could tell you nothing. Saints at Panthers. Boy, Saints, what happened? Panthers won that game by 8. Speaking of what happened, Jaguars, Chargers, Duval County whooped them. Jay, you want to talk about being cursed? We know the bad juju on the Chargers, and that thing is not going nowhere. Rams and Cardinals, another game that we're going to talk about, 20-12. I think it was a very impressive low-key win for the Rams. Falcons, Seahawks, another somewhat exciting game, believe it or not. Shout out to Gino and Mariota, they both had games of their earlier years yesterday. So shout out to them. And the 49ers Broncos, the second game in NFL history to end 11-10. Do we know the other game that ended 11-10?
Don't even ask me. I don't know because I think
no idea.
I thought Jerry Judy just hit a double in the bottom of the 8th, and they gave them the go-ahead run, and they got out of
I can't remember if it was 2008 or 2009 or 2010, but it was Steelers Chargers. It was Steelers Chargers, and I think Palomalu had an interception to seal that game.
It was in Pittsburgh, wasn't it?
It was in Pittsburgh. I
remember that.
It was in Pittsburgh. I can't remember where I was. That's why I can't remember which year it was. So, and then Broncos won that game. Whatever with Russ. Okay, he's Broncos are going to be okay. They are going to be okay. You could see that there that connection, that rapport, that chemistry is just not there yet. But it's going to be fine, and they're going to get there. They're going to be a problem in the AFC West. They're going to be a problem in the AFC, and I am not going away from my preseason pick of the Broncos representing the AFC in February. That's the rundown. Anything anybody want to talk about before we get to our first subject of the evening?
Let's get to it because we got some things to discuss.
Yes, we got plenty to discuss today. Yes. So, yesterday, man, the Arizona Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills were the modern definition of inefficient offensive football. Josh Allen threw the ball 60 times. 63 times for 17 points. And the game was never out of hand. Big Shot, I know this is something you've been itching to talk about. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Josh Allen, for reference, last year in the playoff game in the shootout versus Kansas City, 42-36 overtime. Josh Allen threw the ball 37 times.
Oh.
Yesterday, as Mo pointed out, in a 21-19 game that was a one-possession game for 4 quarters, he threw it 63 times. He also carried the ball 8 times.
He was their leading rusher.
Sean McDermott, I remember last year, Mo put Aaron Rodgers on trial. I'm going to tell you like this. If this continues, Sean McDermott's going to have to go on trial for what he's doing to Josh Allen.
Absolutely.
We might move to strike with him. But
ask the Philadelphia 76ers. We will take your ass to trial here.
No doubt.
The week before, it was in the Monday night game, they were impressive against the Rams. It's 10 more carries. It's 10 carries in week 2. Yeah. So you got him throwing the ball 40, 50, 60 times a game, and he's going to carry the ball 10 times a game.
Not to mention he had 3 fumbles yesterday. So, how many unnecessary hits is he going to have to take before y'all adjust, before y'all evolve? And again, it's not like the game was out of hand. It's not like they weren't controlling the pace of the game. At one point, Big Shot, Buffalo had ran like 60 or 63 offensive plays to Miami's 22. So you have complete. You got the control. You got the pace. You had the momentum. Even though the momentum was like a seesaw yesterday, you never felt up until really until the game strike 0-0. You never felt like Buffalo was going to lose this game. But so I don't like people. It's been 6 years. People bringing up Kyle Shanahan during 28-3. Watch that game. It's not as bad as it looks. Like they actually tried to run the ball in the second half. You know what I mean? But it didn't work. So what are they going to do? Run it on 3rd and 9 when you got Tom Brady on the other side? Absolutely not. But with Josh Allen, it's a whole different story. Like McDermott, and we thought, okay, well, Daboll, who was the offensive coordinator for Alabama, he came from New England, and now he's the head coach of the Giants. So we thought that if he was the problem, but New York's has all of a sudden found balance. So where exactly is the problem? It's not Josh Allen. I can guarantee you, Josh Allen does not want to have 70% of the, not even, it was 81%. I think is what we calculated last night. 81% of the time, he is the main man in the play. That is, Lamar isn't even getting that type of usage. So why is he getting that type of usage?
And you know what? With the usage, they also had bad clock management with it.
Facts.
Not just yesterday. Go back to that Tennessee game from last year on Monday night. That they just torched on the goal line. You get ready to go across for the win, you torch that out. That night, 47 pass attempts. 35 or 47 for 353. 9 more carries for 26 yards. A lot more usage there. And they lose the game by 3. Pretty much because they, like yesterday, they ran out of time. So we go ahead and get the paperwork and everything filed for Mr. McDermott. You know what I'm saying? We can bring our guy Kevin Watson in for the trial as well. He might have some testimony he might want to add in. But they were my Super Bowl favorites because I like the physicality that they bring. But they have a glaring issue in this first month of the season that they really is carrying over from seasons prior. So here's what it is. But like I was saying yesterday when we was all watching the game, The time for them to win is right now. And the time for them to fix what this issue of efficiency and usage and other things, it's also right now too. You got time. It's still September.
Right.
Green Day ain't no thing to Saturday morning. Wake me up until September ends.
So
the references, yo, good.
You know, I look at what we am I on mute? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
So I'm looking at the box score and stuff like that, and you know, unfortunately, we're still having some issues with the film situation. We hope is figured out soon. But Devin Singletary was your leading receiver with 9 catches, 78 yards. Then you have Isaiah McKenzie, who is your slot receiver, next with 7 catches for 76. And then you have Stephon Diggs with 7 catches for 74. And after him, you have another running back with 4 catches for 37 yards. So I'm interested to see if, you know, I would like to see the film to see how good Xavier Howard and Byron Jones did against those receivers. Because, I mean, you know that Stephon Diggs is that guy that's, even though he still has 7 catches, I mean, the way that man is open, 8, 9, 10 catches for like 120 yards is almost seems automatic for them. So, you know, that Dolphins defense deserves a lot of credit from what it looks like in this box score in terms of how good the coverage was against Josh Allen and that offense. But like you guys said, man, I've been talking about this for, 3 or 4 years now. When it comes to Josh Allen and the Bills, that offensive line, I don't know what they're doing. They're still not improving it. They drafted Baby Cook, you know, Dalvin Cook's brother. Is it Jared Cook? They drafted
James
him.
Cook.
I'm sorry. Yep, James Cook. They drafted him, but he's another pass catching specialist. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily a guy that you want to get 25, you know, carries a game and stuff like that. So what are they doing to create an efficient running game? You know, again, better blocking, better running backs.
Talk about it.
You already have Devin Singletary. Why are you drafting another speed guy that can catch passes in James Cook? You know what I mean? So again, like y'all said, we just gotta put these dudes on trial because I mean, again, they're gonna and it is with Josh. It's with Lamar, who we'll get to, you know, in the future and stuff like that, has been passing very well. But we got to try to keep these kids off their feet, man, or running, you know, should I say, not to make it seem like they can't be on their feet, but, you know, running, just that impact of just running alone is tough.
And to your point, I don't want to spend this same amount of time of conversation on Arizona, so I'm going to bring them into the fold here, and we're going to go, you know, talk about whichever one you want to talk about. But to your point, Vic, so with and this is what Big Shot was talking about, with Buffalo, it seems like they're just drafting and signing more of the same type of players to do more of what they've been doing.
Exactly.
They got to change their identity, because really Buffalo has not had an identity on offense. We don't know what they do. At least the Ravens have an identity. Buffalo doesn't have an identity. Neither does Arizona. Arizona's problem is their play calling, their play selection, and their execution of those play calls. Because I saw some sacks yesterday, mainly on second down. I saw a lot of negative plays yesterday on second down, so they couldn't stay ahead of the chain. Their best drive, quote unquote, best drive was, I believe, in the second half, or maybe late in the first half. It was like 19 plays, and they converted 2 fourth downs on that drive. And then they got inside the red zone. They went 2 fucking passes. Excuse my French, but it's upset me. They went 2 passes to James Conner, and then they went wildcat, and then they ran the play that everybody runs in the red zone to their tight end, and then they ran some dumb pass play to James Conner, and they ended up settling for a field goal on a 19-play drive.
Speaking of that, what was it? Excuse me.
Big 12 shit I've ever seen in my life.
What?
41 minutes.
In conjunction with the 58 pass attempts. Go ahead, Vic.
No, it was like you. I think you mentioned it earlier, Ham. The 40. The time. The time. 41 minutes for the Bills, 19 minutes for the Dolphins. Total time of possession. Like, I mean, I need to see the game. I didn't get to see it yet.
19 minutes.
The Dolphins apparently had I think it was 19:02 to 41.
Yeah,
we double check.
It was something like that. No, it was something like that. You're right. It was definitely something like that.
I just feel like this. I understand we play in this NFL. Spread offenses, 3 wide receiver, 1. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But 58 throws in a 20 to 12 game. Another game that's never out of control. That's not out of control.
No.
37.
I just don't understand what's the matter with it. It's not trying to be the old head in the room. Why you just can't get a ball to your back 10, 15 times?
Right.
10, 15 times. And I know, and I feel for my guy Vic. I feel for my guy Jay Hams, who are connoisseur of the running back position. What is happening right here?
They are.
It's becoming extinct. It's becoming extinct so bad, man.
It's wild.
So bad.
Yeah.
So
it is.
bad.
But hey, at the end of the day, you can evolve the game. You can't change the game.
Mm-mm.
And there's still certain things that are going to transition. Like, Jay, something you wanted, because I'm about to transition. So something you want to talk about?
You still got to run the football in January.
You can evolve the game. You cannot change the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about these guys, can they evolve? Because the game has evolved to favor the foundation that they come with, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there are still basic principles that you must follow. So if Lamar satisfies his critics, then that means he will be making the throws that he needs to be making. And we saw some of those yesterday. We've been seeing, albeit steady, we've been seeing a progression with Lamar Jackson. And the only reason I'm bringing up Lamar today, because me and Big Shot was talking about it pre-show, I saw the post made in our Views from the 22 Facebook group, and I saw the comments.
It's like 5
my
of them, bro.
Favorite
It's
comment.
like 5.
What?
I don't know which one you saw. There's like 5 of them, bro.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a few.
I know you be busy throughout the day, dog, but there's like 3. There's like 3 legit.
Yeah, there's like 3.
Yeah.
Post show, go take a look. Go take a look post show.
I only see one.
All right, which one? So which one was it?
I don't even know because I didn't pay attention all that much to it.
Oh my god!
Because I started reading, and I'm like, I remember where I was. I'm like, let me go back to doing what I'm doing, bro. Let me go back to this peace of mind and this. Because what? Oh, my favorite comment was by Big Shot, who says both sides at this point are just beating a dead horse. And to me, that's how I feel. And I'm gonna toss it to you, Big Shot. But to me, and you, if anybody pays attention, you know I've always been objective, and I always say if I am wrong about a prospect, then I am happy because that means that player got better. That means there is a better product on the field. Why would I hold on to my pride about that? So with Lamar, he's not as good as Vladimir Guerrero. What's his name? The dude that made the post? Montero. I can't remember his name.
Hold on. Shout out to him. Shout out to him real quick. He did agree.
I'm sorry, I lost his name. I lost his name.
Fernando Montero. He did agree to come on. He did agree to come on a show with us. We can discuss
Bring him on.
Stuff like that.
Bring him on. Hey, Jesus turned water to wine for Hov. It just took a stove. Bring him on. All I'm saying is he is not as good as he thinks he is, but he is not as bad
Yes.
as we thought he was.
Yes.
But he is closer to a certain spectrum than I ever thought he would get to. Big Shot, your thoughts?
The problem, my biggest problem with the Lamar conversation is we talk the anti-Lamar group is he's a running back playing quarterback. He can't play the position, But yet we're measuring him versus what all-time great quarterbacks have done. Mm-hmm. Lamar sucks, but he's not winning games in late January and February. Okay. Do you know how many people have not won games in late January and February?
Enough.
True.
So I just don't know what. That's why to me it's a dead horse conversation because I just don't know what else. There's really nothing else to go with it. And I think it also proves the point that people have a hard time moving off a position. Right?
And
Lamar come out here next week, go 25 for 35, 350, making all the throws in the pockets. Mm-hmm. Here's what happens here's what happens in views inevitably. Yeah, but man, it was them that throw he missed at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter that if he would have let him 2 yards. All right. And then on the reverse side for the pro Lamar, folks, there are things he does miss. There are throws he will miss. There is things he will miss. But then Lamar got 900 yards after 5 o'clock p.m. on Sundays when it's 20 degrees or less. So, like, that's why for me, and our man Dennis King said it best. And I'm going to pass it to Vic or Han, whoever won it. He said, enjoy it for what it is.
What it is.
Lamar right now is playing really well. Mm-hmm. Leave it at that.
My question on that same post was like, y'all realize that this is the same conversation for the 4th consecutive year now. This conversation is a senior in college. That's where we at with this thing.
I've been in views for 4 full football seasons. This has been the conversation every year I've been in views. Every year.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, go ahead, Vic.
Like Mo said, when we are wrong about a player, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? When somebody deserves their credit, we're gonna talk about it. All right. Right now, my guy was Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna have to bring him down a notch now. I thought he was a possible top 5, top 10 quarterback. He's mid-tier right now and probably declining more. Now, does he deserve a
lot of notches. Bring him down a lot of notches.
Somebody mute that man. Lester in the background messing with us here.
Hey man, the production manager can't be talking. Go ahead, Vic.
So, Russ, I mean, is Russ on the decline too? Or, you got 2 guys there that are on new teams. You got to give them some time to, to catch up with their new teams. Right now, Lamar Jackson is balling. Passing, his play action skills is incredible. The way he's able to, the little nuances of how he's able to handle the football, whether it's going to be RPO to hand off to the running back or take off himself, he's still got people guessing when they shouldn't be guessing anymore, but he still does. So he deserves some credit for some of the things that he does. Now, when he gets to the playoffs, it's going to be a different story. He has to remain consistent throughout the season where you can beat the elites, okay? The Joe Burrows, the Pat Mahomes, the Josh Allen, if we want to put him there. That's still up for debate in Mo's head, but that's okay. So he has to beat those guys, regardless of what we talk about week 1, 2, and 3. When it comes to January and February, he's going to have to get through a gauntlet of elite quarterbacking to win a championship. And it is what it is. That's part of the game. It is what it is. But listen, that kid deserves to get paid. whatever money, I don't want to say. I mean, he deserves market value. If he's trying to set a different market, that's up for debate, but he deserves to get paid because at the end of the day, they made the investment. It's been years already since they made that investment.
Right.
And Baltimore will burn to the ground if that kid leaves that purple jersey behind. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I mean, again, as far as like what he deserves to get paid or doesn't deserve to get paid, he more than definitely deserves to get paid. Like, whatever the market value is, he deserves, I would go a step further and say above market value. Just because everybody else, when it's their time, gets above. So he should be held within that same standard, right? Mm-hmm. I don't agree with, just from the business side of things, and we are pro player, but you also got to understand the business side of it. I don't agree with giving a fully guaranteed contract throughout 5-6 years. I think that is borderline dumb in this type of business. So the whole Deshaun Watson thing, I think that should stay where it lies and not be an anomaly rather than, what sets the trend.
You can't say that to him because according to the sources, that's what he believes, bro.
Again,
so he believes he should get a guarantee, fully guaranteed.
Fine. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to just be real here. My opinion can only come from my life experiences.
Right.
Just from the business side of things, I wouldn't do it for anybody. Just based on the reality of now 3 years, okay, I could live with it. But you talking about 5-6 years in this league, it's never a good idea because how many players can perform at the same level for 6 years? Not many. And then how many can outperform that and do it again? Even less. That's 12 years. Probably only one has done it. You pick up the bars.
Dennis, I didn't mean the team, Dennis. I didn't mean the franchise is going to burn.
So again, let me stick to something real quick.
The city.
Forget all that. Let me just stick to the football side of it. There is a reality of I don't know what the actual mathematical. I don't know. I stopped paying attention to math after 10th grade when they start putting sin and cosine and tangent. I was like,
that's terrible.
I'm good. I listen. You don't need that type of math for a gas station. I tell you that much. Anyways, so to me, there is some sort of trend with Lamar where he starts here and then it starts to dip a little bit.
Yeah.
So where the people who think, oh well, he's got to get it done in February. Well, if you're a hater and that's your opinion, well, you're being a little hypocritical because you are admitting that that's the level you want to hold him to.
Thank you.
Which is only but a few that we really hold to that standard. To me, Lamar is in the same conversation as the Josh Allen and others of the world. I'm not going to put Burrow and Mahomes in there because they should be closer to the Breeze, Brady, Manning, Rodgers, Roethlisberger conversation. But for Allen and Lamar, it's when you go against your peers late in the season, when it matters, November, December, January, can you do the necessary things when, like Vic says, the defenses become a little more sophisticated. The defenses are better. The windows are tighter. There's a lot more things that evolve into this beautiful game. It's better than any Hollywood production because towards the end is when you see the character development, you see the team development, you see it all. So for me, why is a dead horse, back to Ronnie's point, is because it's like, yo, he's not as good as you think he is. He's not as bad as they thought he was. But he's getting there. So let's just enjoy it while it's there. Mm-hmm. I don't need these posts for you comparing him to other quarterbacks that we shouldn't be compared to. Just leave it for what it is.
And in the meantime, on those posts, I will be glad to include my TikTok videos, which feature my homemade baked goods. We're up to now 14G on the scale, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can holler at me for a fun good time.
Oh, man.
Real quick, man.
I did that for real, too. I put that with Shred, man. Now, word from my sponsor.
Hey, I saw the video. I saw your TikTok video.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw a TikTok video. Shout out.
Man. I'm gonna interrupt that thing like a YouTube ad.
Okay, so Andrew Perry says, why does Herbert and Allen? Okay, again, I don't know about Allen because we know how I feel about Allen. Because I'm telling you, Allen to me is in the same conversation as Lamar. But guys like Herbert and Burrow and Mahomes, just libistically speaking, they have the foundation of the basic principles that you need. Yeah, whereas Lamar and Allen still are defining their game, sharpening their game to be that.
But like real quick, go ahead, my bad.
I would say, the misconception, just to tie it all back in, like what we all said was that when we get it wrong and we see where we got it wrong and we learn from it, we appreciate when something is done in an unconventional fashion and sets a new standard and trend. Mm-hmm. Come on, dog. We rock with Steph Curry over here. It's like if that's not like against the grain, what more so it is? It comes back to when we look at that with Lamar, we ready to applaud and celebrate if he does it in an unconventional fashion.
Right.
Of course.
Gonna be that way.
And again, shout out to Andrew. He's another one of the pot stirrers and views for the 22. But I'm glad you're able to join us. I mean, throwing Trevor Lawrence's name in there, bro. Like I think that's kind of a reach. I also think it's a reach to say that Lamar's not getting his shine, because in my opinion, Lamar is more than shining.
That's another good point.
I mean, he's the king of Baltimore right now. Okay, so he is
how's
shining.
He not getting his shine? Yeah,
the man is shining now. If people are saying that Allen is better, I mean, he's won a couple playoff games. I mean, that's up for debate. Like Mo said,
honestly,
that's up for debate right now. It is. Unfortunately, as much as I like Allen more, it is up for debate between the two quarterbacks right now.
So we got to wrap this up. But honestly speaking, Andrew, you're a Patriots fan. Like, you've been a Tom Brady fan for the last 15 years. Like, this is, if you're a Lamar fan now, this should be nothing new. Like, just being real. At least Lamar is actually getting this early in his career. Brady did not have the support from the public perception that Lamar has now.
It took like 10 years. It took like a whole decade.
So let's, you know what I mean? Like, let's not say that we being unfair to Lamar. This is the game, baby. This is the game. But again, you never, ever, ever underestimate the willingness for somebody to be better in anything in life. You could never, ever underestimate that.
And he's doing it.
And that's what we're seeing with a lot of these kids. Jalen, Lamar, some of these corners that we were wrong on. I mean, you name it.
Speaking of Jalen,
speaking of improved.
Where's the love for Jalen?
Jalen Hurts, we all sat here. Not all, I would say we. We were all, the night he got drafted, we were all like, what the heck is that?
Second round pick, I was like, bro.
Second round
this dude's like a fifth round pick.
Facts, Jerry. Right. No, but you're right, Big Shot. You're right.
And here we are today. Right now, if you look at the NFC quarterbacks, nobody's playing better than him.
No.
Nobody.
No, that's a great point. The whole NFC. The whole NFC. It's true. The whole NFC.
No, it's true. We're going to have to do another show here because we got a lot to talk about. We want to wrap it up. But Jerry,
5 minutes.
Jerry brought up the fact Mo needs to talk about Carson Wentz so we can all get closure. Well, Jerry, I'm not going to speak about a man while he's in mourning. So I'll leave it at that.
We each got a list. We each got a list of guys that we needed to step off. You know what I mean? And then there's a list of guys that we deserve credit for calling out. So I mean, for calling, a good career.
So Andrew, Fernando, Jerry, Dennis, Dion, invitation is there. Next time we do a show, we could do one tomorrow or Wednesday based on or maybe even Thursday. We got to see what the rest of the scene schedule is looking like. But clearly a lot of conversation to be had around these young quarterbacks. And no matter how you feel about it, I am just happy that the conversation is this passionate about the next wave of quarterbacks.
Yep.
I'm satisfied with that alone. So go around the horn here with closing thoughts. And just to pick on tonight's game, Whoever wants to take it, can take it.
We only gave this game 5 minutes, but that's okay.
Nobody want to talk about this game.
As the Cowboys Giants, listen, I want to see Saquon Barkley again. Somebody else that we've criticized a lot. Had an outstanding week 1. He looked stronger. He looked decisive. It was exciting. I mean, I said, if this kid can be more decisive, he is a reincarnated Bo Jackson. Okay? Like, that's how talented and gifted that this kid is. So I want to see what he's able to do against his Cowboys defense. It's going to be a tough task. But the Giants offensive line has improved. He has improved. Has Daniel Jones taken a step forward? I don't know yet. The Giants have questions here at quarterback. When it comes to the Cowboys, man, Cooper Rush, they have to, again, I don't know, another team that should be running the football more, but they don't. You got Ezekiel Elliott, you got Tony Pollard, you got Thunder, you got Lightning. Why are you not running the ball minimum 30 times, Ronnie? I have no idea, but go ahead.
That's my only thought. I just want to see that Ezekiel Elliott still plays football. That's all. That's all. But
I hear you.
Score pick. Give me the Giants by a touchdown.
I don't even know where
Jay.
we in New York.
I would lean the opposite direction. Now, you know what? Since Tracy Morgan is going to be on with Eli and Peyton, I'm going to roll with New York. Because you got a real New York up there. You got Hustle Man up there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Tap the cheese.
Hey, man, regardless of what, I just want to see a good game. Like Jerry said, I want to see a quarterback controversy in Dallas. That's really what I want to see.
Oh, my God.
So,
Jerry Jones, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, no, Jerry Bolin. He told me that.
What? Jerry, what?
He beeped me on my pager. He sent me some code. I was like, Jerry, this is too much to read. Shout out to Big Shot. Me and him were talking about that the other day. Yo, shout out to everybody in the comment section. Jerry, Drew, Tyro, Dennis, the First Lady, all those. I saw a new face, Carlton Scott. Appreciate you being in the comment section. As always, we got more to come. Join us in the thread. That's Ronnie. That's Jay. That's Vic. I'm Mo Schefter. We got the least behind-the-scenes production manager in the world as here as well, Mr. Lester Coach Stewart. I'm going to call him. Enjoy the games. We'll catch y'all later. Take us home, somebody.